5 high risk businesses you should think twice before starting in Nigeria. These businesses look easy and profitable from the outside, but oftentimes it's not always the case when you are in the game. Number one business is restaurant and food business. The restaurant and food business may be profitable, quite alright, but if you don't have the proper management skill, you may end up losing your money instead of gaining. The restaurant business is highly competitive. A lot of people sell food. You have heard this saying that people must eat. Yes, people might eat quite alright, but it's not a must that they will eat from you. That is what makes the difference in this kind of business is the management. How are you staffing your business? What if you lose your top chef? What is the likelihood that the next chef will be as good as the one that left? Then issue of location. Where are you siting this restaurant? Is it located in a place that it will be easily accessible and spotted by potential customers? There's issue of expenses. The restaurant business can be quite expensive. You have to buy gas, you have to pay for electricity and your rentage. Your landlord may increase your rent, and these things will hurt your business. So it's not always as glamorous as you see the restaurant business to be outside. There are a lot of challenges involved in them, and it requires proper skill, management. And if you are into the restaurant business, you should consider how many food are you able to sell off so that you don't cook more than you can sell off and it will lead to wastage. Number two business is transportation business. The transportation business may look profitable from the outside, but it requires a lot of skill. If you don't have the ability to manage the transportation business, you may end up losing more than you gain. There is issue of management of the driver, the person handling the driving for you. When you entrust your business on another person, the person might not take your business as it's supposed to be taken serious because he's not the one that bought the vehicle. He doesn't know what it took for you to raise the money. And sometimes they may drive this vehicle and they will not balance you. They keep telling you stories upon story. And there's issue of accident. Your driver may be involved in an accident, and sometimes these accidents cost life. Sometimes this accident makes your motor to be spoiled beyond repair. And that way you lose your money. There is issue of the downtime, such as rainy season. If for instance, the task force holds your driver from operating, that day you have already lost the profit you're supposed to make. And there is another issue of trust. The person you give this vehicle may move with your vehicle, might move your vehicle with photocopied um, vehicle papers and steal them, and you lose your money. The next business is importation business. The importation business often wages against the current exchange rate. You might be selling off goods without knowing that the exchange rate has risen. It might have gone high and you are selling below the current exchange rate. And after you finish selling them, to restock your business may be a big problem for you. And if you decide to sell high by in the next stock that you have already gotten, you may lose customers. Customer may not be willing to sell. They will be like, this is not the price that I used to sell, it's too high. And if you decide to stay low, you will lose your profit. So that is difficult situation of importation business. Then number four business is phone and phone accessories business. Phone businesses are often attacked by thief, and then this issue of burgling and invading the phone shop makes it very risky. There are instances whereby a shop was being robbed, even on broad daylight, and sometimes at night, and all the phones in the shop, the laptops may be moved, and you end up losing everything. Then about the phone accessory. The phone accessory business is a lucrative business, but it also has its own risks and challenges. If you put a lot of your money into low moving stock like the pouch, technology may move up against it and people may not need that type of pouch again. because there are some inventories, there are some stock in the phone accessory that if you are not careful, you end up buying them and people will not need them again, such as that pouch I'm telling you. The pouch and some other things like um some kind of earpiece, some kind of chargers, like the micro charger. Technology has brought out the Type C, and if you have a lot of micro chargers, it may be a low selling product, and your money will get tied up in the shop. And the phone accessory business is not exempted from theft as well. Your shop can be burgled, and you end up losing a lot of money. So don't put all your capital into low moving stock because you might be under pressure when you need money. Pressure in the sense that you might want to buy the fast moving stock and you no longer have the available capital to restock. Then the boutique and fashion business. The boutique and fashion business is a very sensitive business. It looks attractive from the outside, but if you are not in it, you might not know the challenges involved in it. Your capital can get trapped by dead stock. What is dead stock in the sense that these are products that people no longer need because the fashion trend has moved up against it. And that's why if you get to some boutique, you see a lot of stock are not sold. They get old, dusty in the same shop. They keep lying in the shelf because fashion are moved up against it. There is also issue in trend. If you don't follow what is in trend, it will affect your business. People will not patronize you because you are not selling the trending wares and customer preferences. There are sometimes you go to the market, you pick up clothes because you like them. You get to your shop, people will say, no, I don't like the color. I don't like the size. I don't like the style. I don't like the texture. No, 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 no. So that way now, your stock gets tied up in your shop. These are risk factors involved in the fashion and the boutique business. In that way, your money gets tied up. And there's also issue of theft. This business is also always attacked by burglars. They can invade your shop and cut away with everything overnight. So I'm not saying these businesses are not good. They can be lucrative, but before you start them, you have to consider the risk factors, management factors involved in them. You don't go into this business because you see that some persons are succeeding in them. Do you know how knowledgeable they are in the business? Do you know how long they have been in the business? Do you know the risks they are incurring? Being an entrepreneur means ability to take loss in the same faith as you take gain. So before going into these businesses, put these factors into consideration so you don't end up learning in the hard way. I am Arinze, and this is Arinze Insights. Thank you for watching.